welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is Tag Tuesday, which means today we are making tags. Now I am doing them on a scrap piece of cardstock, and what we are going to be doing is using leftovers from the Mente pieces to make a masterboard and then come back and turn it into tags. So I have all these little pieces here. Oh, excuse me. I haven't decided what I'm doing with this one yet. We may come back to that. And I really love this solid piece for part of that other that I'm working on. So let's start with the little things. Now I do have my distress ink over here, and if I tear anything, I'm going to ink up the pages, or ink up the edges. I really can talk, honest, I can. I have been at it today since about 6 o'clock this morning. Goodness, where I have put peppers, green peppers and carrots in the dehydrator. I baked cookies. I mowed part of the yard, and then Bob had to come back and mow part of it for me. This one's another one. I think I'm going to just leave it whole as it is. And we're just going to start it as a, no, you know what? As I say that, I want to separate, so I've got a couple of these flowers in a couple of different places. So let's just diagonal cut this. And I have my timer set for 15 minutes because we know that with my uploading, I've had to switch to uploading my videos using Mozilla because Chrome decided it didn't want to play nice and upload. It was leaving my videos stuck in processing. So if you've been uploading videos and you've been having that problem and you're using Chrome, switch to a different browser. Use IE or Mozilla, something different, because from what I can tell, it seems to be a Chrome issue. So I'm not doing that anymore. And while some of this may seem calculated, keep in mind that once we cut it apart, it's going to be totally different. So I am going to really like that watermarked paper on the back too, but can't have everything. So I'm moving those to corners, just like that. I started using my Tim Holtz mat. I didn't want to put the plastic cover back on my table when I moved it over here. And silly me, I didn't put the plastic back on, and I was messing with the gold paints the other day, and I have a splotch of gold paint on my cover now. So we're going to start utilizing this Tim Holtz board. You know, I bought it. Time to use it, I guess, right? Well, let's just slap that one in the middle and see what happens. And I am going around all of these and inking them up. Now, the only thing that may happen is I get to the center of this and I don't have enough papers to cover it. Then we're going to have an issue. But, you know, you'll have that too. Let's go over here. So, Bob is only home for 2 more days. He will leave on Wednesday. Wednesday is a blue moon. You ever heard the term once in a blue moon? Well, that's because once in a blue moon is when you have 2 full moons in the same month. Did you know that? Cut that off a little bit. Yeah, I could have tore it, but I didn't. And I'm alternating. Some of these have got the green, some of them have got a pink background. I think I want to put this one with the pink up. And I'm not big about using glue sticks either. You guys know that about me too. So I really like this. Let's use this with the, I don't know how much of that I have. So let's use this with the flowers up. Can't believe that the August is almost over, guys. Can you? 2 more days, 3 more days. I did get all of my items that I had made for the Spectrum Art Creations August challenges uploaded so far. The only thing I have left to do are the Christmas cards. And I want to get those done. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this. Let's put it over here. So I want to get those done probably Wednesday after Bob leaves, will be my thought. Let's go this way and do something that's got the words on it. And if you'll notice, if you're reading the back of this, this is what was part of a bookmark that was for my very first published book with Burroughs Publishing. And it says, "It all began 25 years ago on the road, a charming crooner with a boyish grin fronting an up-and-coming band." An entertainment journalist with everything to prove, and a love that could never be, a love that was wrong. I'm going to go this way. Things have changed. Trey Morrison and Alana Cousins are finally free to act on their desires, but is it really possible after all this time? From the Abilene Fairgrounds to a storm-swept beach on Galveston Island, from a reunion of friends and a fast, furious realization of their passions, Trey and Alana will test the boundaries of what they think they know and what they know they want. Look this down here. They'll find a renewed career, a deeper understanding of themselves, the past, and each other. And it all began with a hit song that's a heartfelt prayer that unwavering love might finally be rewarded somewhere down the line. Somewhere Down the Line was a hit for T.G. Shepherd before I became aware of it with a band that I followed in the 1980s called James and Michael Younger, or the Younger Brothers, depending on when you saw them. And James and I became very good friends over the years. Not that kind of good friends. While they were on the road, and then we reconnected 25 years later. Imagine that. And Somewhere Down the Line was written during a nano project. It was I wrote it in 27 days, and then I entered it in a competition where the title had to be a song title. And I think I want to use this side instead. Yeah, let's use this side instead. I like the frame better. So I entered it in a competition to be published, and it won. But I had some problems with the publisher, and the book just didn't do what I felt it should have done, based on the fact that they didn't really promote the book. Didn't give me time to do any promotion, so I am re-releasing the book on my own. I'm going to redo it, and this time it is going to be available in print as well as in ebook. That was the other thing, that publisher only released in ebook. And I live in a demographic where people still want to hold the book in their hands. So that didn't work out very well. Now I'm going to have some gaps here, and I'm going to try and fill these in over here. Go with this one up here. We're going to get some overlap, I think. That's okay. It's a collage, so that's one of the first things I'm going to do, is I'm going to get that edited back out, because the editor that I had apparently was not very good grammatically, and I'm not happy with the editing that was done. So I've got to go through and clean it up from a publisher who apparently didn't know what they were doing, and get it ready to republish. So, and this time it will come out in print as well as ebook, and I'm thinking I wanted to have it out this month, but I didn't focus on my writing. I don't write well in chaos, and my studio has been in absolute chaos. So now that the studio is finally coming together, I might be able to actually get something done here. We need to put something in the middle of there. You know what? I think we are going to go ahead and use this. And we need a spot about that big right there. And I really like that wrought iron in there. I almost need to go through and get the glue off my fingers before I do much of anything else. Let's do that. Oh yeah, that's much better. It was taking up too much of my frame. So I am still wanting to finish book 2 of my Plan to Perfection series that takes place in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Haven't forgotten that. As I said, chaos has been reigning in this office for way too long. Now that I have an Alpha Smart and I can find me a chair and I can curl up, I've got to get this glue off my fingers, guys. Hang on. Oh, we did it on time. About 10 minutes left. I quit not to do anything. Let's go there. Let's go there. And strip this down. And that's not quite going to do it. So let's take this one down a little bit more. I still have glue on my fingers. If there is a liquid glue, I'm going to wear it. I guarantee it. Now notice I am inking up these edges, and it's going to break this up even more once I cut it up. It'll break it up even more. So, I may do this video in 2 parts just to make sure I get through everything. So, be prepared for that. I need something in here, and I think I like this piece of metal. Actually, I don't, because I don't like it against there. I need something that's got that pink on the back. Let's do a little bit of this. It has some of the wording on it. We don't need something really big. No, I want to go this way. And let's let it run the other direction. Let's do that. Get a little bit more of this paper off of here. And you know what? That's going to fuss with me, so we're going to tear that one off and give it a chance to be pretty. And then we're gluing it print side up. And yeah, it's going to run sideways, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Are you? Okay, now we got a spot here. Let's just plant a flower in the corner there. Just like that. So after I get the video done today, I'm going to fix supper. I'm throwing a pork loin roast in the emerald oven. And then Bob and I are going to spend the rest of the evening playing cards and Yahtzee and enjoying food. And that's usually our MO. So okay, I'm going to take this edge off because it's tearing with way too much paper core. So I'm going to tear that off, and I'm going to go right there with that. And I want it with the flowers up. Got a studio light blinking. It does that every once in a while. Our temperatures have finally cooled down here to reasonable. So first thing I did this morning is get the dehydrator going. I don't like to run it in what we call peak hours to save our energy and to save my power bill, because it costs me more running appliances during peak hours, so I try to avoid doing that. Okay, now we need something right there. Let's come back in with some more of this hinge, and I think it's going to be perfect. I'm sure some of you have heard the rumor mill by now that not Stampin' Up, but Stampin' Up family members are in some issues. And I would like to ask that you refrain from being part of the rumor mill and the type of person that Shauna is, or how she's been treated as a child, or any of that. None of us know for sure. All we know is hearsay. But what we do know for sure is that regardless of who our of what we do, our parents love us, and they'll always love us unconditionally. That's just part of being a parent. And Shelley and Sterling have quite an uphill battle right now in trying to, you know, as any parent would, get their daughter the best defense for what she may or may not have done. And all we can do is just offer support. Flooding Stampin' Up! With phone calls and emails is really useless. You don't need to know every detail. Watch the news. Jacksonville, Florida has been doing an excellent job of reporting on what's really going on. And just know that none of us are perfect. We all have problems in our life. We all create problems in our life. And continuing to spread rumors about what someone may or may have done, I should say may or may not have done, or I'm stuck. What someone may or may not have done, or how they may have grown up, how they were treated as a child. None of that is important. Just offer up your prayers. Why are you not stopping? Offer up your prayers and keep them in mind that, you know, at the root of this, there are a pair of twin 12-year-olds that are dealing with the fact that their mother may have had something to do with their father's death. And that's heartbreaking in itself. Without adding to everything by thinking you know what's going on and adding to the rumor mill. So please just don't. Okay, I think we're done. So, oops, I got a spot over here to fix. So let's fix that really quick with, I like that. I really like that, but I don't think it's going to cover that whole spot. It's not. It's not. See if it'll do it this way. It'll do it that way. Alrighty then. So I'm going to finish this, covering this last little spot, and then I'm going to stop the video, and we will come back for part 2 and cut this puppy up into tags and see what we can create in a second 15 minutes. So I will be right back.